Next room I've got
Watty frame.
Watt frame, aye. Barber Watt frame.
Aye, well his first shop was at the head of Castle Street. His wife had a ladies' hairdressing in Castle Street. And he came the corner of Castle Street
Right
in
on
High
the corner,
Street.
aye.
He had his shop there.
Aye.
And then just before the war, they bought a house down there in St Kirkcudbright Street and put a new shop there, and they had the hairdressers in there. But somebody bought it and took the big window and built it
Alright.
back up.
Aye.
About 38 or something, St Kirkcudbright Street.
I can remember I used to get in there for a haircut and I was feared to him. Because I used to dad the bad at
Aye.
your lug and say sit still.
Well, when he went out of there, Harry McMillan moved to Union Street into his shop.
And I'll tell you why I bought that house. Well, I don't know if they bought it right away, but there was two sisters called Horrocks. And I think it was them that came the big window out.
Aye, that was it.
Aye. And then the next room I've got Melbourne,
Melbourne, well that's French's.
the shop where Thompson's is.
And the barbers were behind it.
Sam the barber used to be in there when I came to
Well, it was the Osborne the barber.
Oh, right,
That Osborne boy, Bobby Osborne, his grandfather.
Oh, aye. Bobby and Joe's grandfather.
Aye.
Wally Law, I mind the Wally Law.
Well,
That would be Wally Law's father, would it?
Aye, well, they had done the commercial. That was where the
Okay, now this mine going in there, and this was when in the 50s when the records came out, and they had the record players and the records, and the old man used to stand at the back, and he had, you know, the khaki overall things just stood. He was getting good age then, and
Well,
Wally,
was doing in the commercial clothes.
commercial clothes, and Wally, his son was, you can't, he was, well,
Well, Al Wally, I used to hear them saying Al Wally came to Edinburgh. Al man,
oh, aye.
and kind of was brought the kind of, he was a great man. Bicycles was his
Aye,
trade.
Will McKenzie.
Bill Mackenzie, Sergeant Major,
Oh,
the Royal Artillery. Well, the artillery there volunteered to go into Egypt, and then he was kind of whippering at the schools. If he were off the schools, he could run to
aye.
see what was wrong with you. And
You did what you were telling me, he's a sergeant major after he.
I had the paper shop, you can,
Oh, aye.
up at the corner.
In the corner, aye. Well, I'll tell you, Will McKenzie, would his daughter be Nanny?
Nanny
She was
Mackenzie.
a school teacher.
Aye.
The school history,
There's
I
two.
love the history at the school.
Aye, there was two. There was the other one that was married to, he was working at County Buildings, I can't think his name now.
And also, I've heard my mother talking about getting taught to swim at the school with Mr. McKenzie. Is that right? He used to put you on a pole in the boat. And you have a boat.
I learned to swim, I have been in the, he put the band
Put a
on.
harness on and
I can't mind where rowed the boat, and he held the pole, and
aye.
you got it's not long since I seen it, the certificate to say that I could swim for 100 years.
All right.
At the point.
What about the health and safety?
The sewage coming there.
Next thing I've got is Old Farmer Picking.
Well, you could do a pick up. I don't think it would be the Milton, it would be.
Dramoa.
It would be Drumore. Well, the Tors and Drumore, my brothers.
Aye, that's right.
That would be their feather.
Aye.
Their pickings are different.
Aye, yeah.
There's some maybe far out relation.
Aye, that's right. Well, the next name's well known in Kirkcudbright. Hornell, the artist, I suppose it'd be Hornell. I can't imagine him playing for it with someone.
Well, Hornell was born in Australia.
Australia,
Came from Australia. He owned a lot of property in High Street. Again, he owned across the road. There was a studio across the road, and he owned, I think it was
Plumber McLoon.
Well, that'd be Dare's feather.
Aye.
There was Walter. The eldest son was a pig killer. He worked for Rogers and Black, but he worked for some big firm up in Edinburgh. That's Rogers and Black built R&B. You ken the house up the Tungland Road.
Oh, opposite Janefield.
Aye, R&B.
Aye.
And that's he came down there. He was kind of head man at the pork store.
Aye.
But Mr. McLean, he was a puller.
Can I can mind when you're around about the pork store, it's where the fish and chip shop is,
Aye.
and I can mind standing there as a boy watching them skinning the pigs.
Aye, aye.
There's Pedro and Billy Hutton, and
Aye, there's a big staff.
there's a lot of them.
Then they built a new one down the bank.
That's right.
I don't know what happened to it. Maybe not doing again. I don't know.
Maybe tying in with the fish factory.
Well,
like
maybe.
that. Yeah, it'd be swallowed up. Geordie Fump.
Geordie,
Union.
Peter's feather.
Union Street.
Aye.
How did they get the name Fump then?
Well, I don't know. They kind of Bella Fump and Geordie Fump, but then again, old Sam Campbell, the feather was a mason. Old Sam was a mason. It's just a bit of a nickname. I don't know how. It was all. I never heard Geordie getting Geordie Fump. Well, I've heard them saying, but it was usually Bella Fump again.
Bella. Now the next one's the waterman Miller, wireboard man.
Aye, and then the day with the slaughterhouse, well, they did the killing down there. They killed the sheep and the cattle again. I don't know what it is now. Bullen Hall or something.
That's right, wee Bullen Hall.
Well, that was the slaughterhouse. The butchers killed. Well, Jimmy Clues did the killing. Killed for Adams and Hall and Hannah. Knew they was just come down for Castle Douglas. I don't know where they'll be. But the bullocks used to come down out on a Monday. They come down off the 4 o'clock train, and the Castle Dykes. I can't remember where I had that field, and then the field where the swimming pool was. That was another field. Adams and Hall and Hain and each had their own field, and the bullocks come down there on the Monday off the 4 o'clock train and were put in the field. And then I think the day before they were killed, they were brought up as new. And I don't think they got off to eat, or they got to drink, but they never got off to eat the day or something before they were killed. Then Jimmy Clues killed them. He did another killing. His son Jimmy, the guns for the sheep were just like a pistol. Put the cartridge in, and he'd fired his spike out, and it was sitting there thinking when he touched it, and the spike went through the back of his neck. He never spoke again. He was dumb, but he was a baker at the.
Oh, I can mind of that fella.
Aye. Well,
Used to do the sign language.
Aye. But
he'd just be a boy in there and just
touched it, and it went through. Look, he didn't, he was killed. Went through and it cut off his kind of vocal cords. But he was a baker, didn't he?
I mind it.
Surely did.
G. Mulroy.
George Mulroy.
George. That'll be Kate's brother, is it? I mind the Kate. Was that Kate? We went to the tall booth. The tall booth, is it?
I did in the lodging house. There was Geordie and Kona. All Kate. I think they came from Whitehaven. But before they went, it was Devlin's folk that owned the lodging house before the Mulroys.
Folk used to talk rabbit skins to them.
They say all Kate would make a bit of money during the first weather, gathering rags and rabbit skins and bottles and all the rest of it. If you took a rabbit skin, you got a penny. First rabbit skin.
She used to come along with my mother's house quite often, and you thought, oh, here's Kate coming. You could hear her coming through the lobby, and she had a dog called Roy. It was a hell of a dog, and she used to open the door and say, oh, you're watching that in the telly. I wouldn't bother. There's nothing worth watching in the telly. That was your telly finish for the night, Kate. A wee woman, wasn't she? Tiny wee woman. Captain Jing McKee, no, Captain Jing Key.
Aye, Ding's feather. Wally McKee's up grandfather.
Aye. I can mind him with a felt hat on.
I think I'll Ding the deep sea man.
Aye.
I think he would originally come from doing it to Kirkcudbright.
Aye.
Would I mind somebody tell me he was on what they called the bean boats. They picked up beans in North Africa and broke them over in this, I don't know what kind of beans, but I think that's what Al Jing. And then he was harbour master, kept the host the harbour.
Right.
But then well, I don't know what the harbour wasn't used for years. I think the last time an odd boat come in, just maybe, hardly ever seen one boat coming in to put the big pipe down.
Aye, to suck
Suck
it
it
up.
up.
Aye. I mind the Jing.
Well, that was what would happen to when they talked about the boats coming in for the thingy. The harbour was absolutely thingy up with mud. They tried hosing it, but they finished up. They brought one long line, things and fruit in, and trailed the mud in and spread it up in the spread it over the top of the coop.
That's right. Aye.
Took some of the way out to Ringford, some field.
Along with Tarth, I mind of that.
Aye.
Because we used to run his boats with the lorry drivers getting their stuff out the shops. We used to jump in now and again. And I can mind getting up to just outside Ringford,
Ringford,
with
aye.
along the Tarth burn on it. That was for the Shell mates
Shell
coming
mates,
in, wasn't it? Aye. And the next name I've got White the Tailor.
We White stayed along here, where McCready stayed.
Oh, aye.
He was a tailor with Lamont.
Oh,
Wee man. Charlie White, Jean White, there were 3 or 4 of them, but they stayed. There was 2 or 3 folk. There was him, and there was pretty calm McCroll, Peter Croll, and there was lassies and I worked for.
aye. Quite a big staff.
Aye, of course. Then I mean, there was no 50 shilling tailor.
No.
When the 50 shilling tailors come in the end, he went to a dance at $2, other extra the same thing.
Seepin, I've heard you mention Seepin
Aye.
just 2 or 3 minutes ago. Seepin Hannah.
Sipping Hannah, aye, wee Pat Hannah, feather, Mag Taylor's feather,
Oh, aye.
Woody Carl Peterson's feather, well, young Sippin, he'd be in the army and he'd never come back. He would get away with a battery, and he married an Italian lassie, her folk at a shop in Kilmarnock. He's a good football player. He played a lot of games with Irvine Meadow. Quite a good junior team up in Ayrshire.
And then the last one, there's 52 names here, and the last one's Al Totti. I think it's Al Totti, unless it's just been put into rhyme.
Thanks. Can't
It
mind.
must be at the end of the list.
Totty.
Aye. It says, and Seepin scored yin, and so did Al Totti. Maybe just a rhyming, but a wee bit rhyming. I'll tell you, that poem, it must have taken a bit of day to work all the folk into that,
Aye.
didn't it?
Well, I'm sure it was after the war.
Aye.
I'm sure it was after the war, Sam.
Uh-huh.
Just after the war, I think.
What did you think? What you had a kind of idea?
Well, there used to be Willie Gore. Willie Gore was a Barney with all.
What does a Barney mean?
Well, there were weeds that come from Glasgow.
Uh-huh.
This
wasn't evacuees, this was
No,
before
this
the
was
war.
before, aye.
Just Wains that were in need of a home.
They were Catholic Queens.
Uh-huh.
I think I'm sure Gillen will still be alive.
Uh-huh.
And Samuel Lorry's father,
Oh, aye. I mind
Yeah.
him, aye.
well, Samuel Lorry's father joined the army for there.
Uh-huh.
He was out in India. He was badly wounded in the war.
Aye.
He had a half a wedding. He worked at Tungland. He always had a big. I said to Jordy Campbell, which way he says, he's got it stuffed with with thing with paper.
Aye,
And
to
that
protect
little
his
loaves for
skull.
him.
Aye.
And he says sometimes they take it to William's hands. Well, he died young, but he was
Aye.
awfully badly wounded during the war.
Aye.
Geordie Laurie.
The only one I can mind in that house, she used to work in a chip shop, was
Well,
Patsy.
Patsy was young too.
Aye.
There's Patsy, and there was 12 lorries. There was Geordie Laurie, another Laurie lassie, and there was Boo and McEwen. There was 4 or 5,
Aye.
Gillen.
And Tush, where was Tush?
Well, aye.
Tush Hamilton, he was
Aye,
in
I
there
think-
when Patsy was
Patsy,
there, wasn't he?
aye. Al Jerry kept them. He came well.
Aye.
There was Colonel McCormick. There was 3 McCormicks actually, and then there was either 3 or 4. There was my mayor. There was Boone and Lorries, and there'd be another 4
Aye.
because he owned the wee cottage down the.
Aye, way at the bottom, aye. And you can always, I quite often think of Mrs. Deemster in the shop
Aye.
next door. We used to get the pictures, we used to get in there, up 2 or 3 steps, open the door, the bell rung, and then she would come in, a old woman, down 2 or 3 steps, along, what you want, son, a penny dainty. Fair I'll sell. And then she'd away back up, and then somebody else would come in, bell would ring, then she'd come in.
Aye, well, it was doing a lot of trade with the pictures.
Aye.
And then I don't know whether they're Italian, what happened to them, but Al Enrico,
Well, they were in the chip shop, weren't they?
of course, Al Enrico was married to, I can't remember whether she was a Brani. Again, Janina's mother was Scotch. Janina and Alberto and Leo, their mother was Kirkcudbright. But Leo and his wife, they were right Italians.
Pure Italians, aye. They had a band, didn't they? You mind reading in the Galway News about their band?
Al was a great, I don't know what was wrong, never was called up. But he was athletic, he was a great pianist. And then when he came, the other brother was a wing commander in the RAF.
Was he?
But whenever Italy came into the war, he was taking off flying duties. Leo. Al Henry built that shop for him down the corner. That was a canal that never was on with it when I could mind. And then when Leo he was in the Merchant Navy, I don't know what he was, some in the Merchant Navy, and he come home and Al Leo built that shop and the chip shop in the corner.
A shop I often think about, and there's not many folk can tell you about it. It was a saddler's down there, was it? Emily's.
Aye.
It's where the door of the
Aye.
Kilpatrick's restaurant is. It was anyway there, wasn't it?
Aye, Emily, he was the founder of the pipe band.
Alright,
Emily Emily.
aye.
And he stayed across, he stayed at the corner of High Street and St Cuthbert Street,
Aye.
where that shop, stayed up the stair.
Aye.
And Mrs McLaughlin and Nancy, they stayed across the street, their house knocked down and all.
Aye.
And Emily was practising, and Mrs Emily says to him, I've just put Margaret in her bed, Willie. So he took off the bits and merced his stockings.